Welcome, welcome, welcome to our math review from our lesson today. We are on module 14, lesson 1, and that's going to be P129 of your homework and practice book. So seems like it's been a while since I've done this, but let me share my screen with you. There it is. And let's just get started. We have representing decimal addition. Eddie uses the quick picture at the right to represent 1 34/100 plus 1 82/100. He says the answer is 2 116,000. Is he correct? Yes or no? What do you think? Let's think about this. Here he's representing, if I look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 thousands here. Or you know what? Those aren't thousands, are they? Those are hundreds. Oh, I was going along with Eddie for a second. Those are hundreds. So we have 6 hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 11 tenths. What did we do in class when we were talking about this? If there are 11 tenths, what can we do with that? We can take that and we can regroup it into one whole. So now we can see that, is Eddie correct? No. He needed to regroup, right? He needed to regroup. And what was he supposed to regroup? Which part? He was supposed to regroup the tenths. And he did not do that. So that's where his 116 thousandths came from. He had 11 and 6 and forgot to regroup. It should be 3, and once we did that regrouping, we only had 1/10, and then we had those 6 hundredths. So that should be the correct answer. All right. Joaquin walks 2 54/100 kilometers to the park, and then walks 1 7/10 kilometers to the store. What is the total distance he walks? Use a quick picture to find your answer. So here is our quick picture. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our 2 54/100. Then I have 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tenths. Now, 7 is really close to 10. We talked about rounding. It's really close. We would round up. So 7, I'm going to take 3 from that 2 54/100. So I'm going to take 3 of those tenths, add it to my 7. That's going to give me another whole. So now I have 4, and what do we have left up here? 2 tenths, it looks like, left up here, and 4 hundredths. So to check that, I talked about in class, we would take 2 54/100. We line up our decimals. So what does that mean for this place underneath the 4? If I add a 0 there, it doesn't change the value of my 1 7/10. It becomes 1 70/100. So then I just add down the columns, and my decimal dropped straight down, and that gave me the 4 24/100 kilometers. Okay. Use the decimal model to show the addition of 37/100 and 46/100. So I know this is in this model, each of these columns is 10. So I have 3 tenths. So I would fill in 1, 2, 3. And then another 7. So that means there's 7 if there's 10. Then I have 46. So I could do 1, 2, 3, 4 tenths. I'm going to finish filling in this that I skipped. There's another 3, 4, 5, 6. So when we finish, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tenths and 3 hundredths. So our answer would be 0 and 83/100. And to explain that, we're counting each column of 10, those are our tenths. And then we shaded in 8 of those, and then there were another 3. Okay, we did one of those in class today, so hopefully you remember that. Drawing a visual model, just our quick draws like we were doing in class. I have 4 tenths plus 5 tenths. How many tenths do I have? I have 9 tenths. Here I have 79 hundredths. So I can do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 36 hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Starting with our hundredths, we want to do that regrouping. So I have 9 here. If I take that 9 and one more, that's going to give me a tenth. Then I just have 5 hundredths left. So I'm going to move to the tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those 10 would equal 1 whole, 10 tenths. And then I just have 1 left. So if I reevaluate my model, I have 1 whole, and then I have 1 tenth and 5 hundredths. So we should have 1 15 hundredths. Again, you can line that up to check if your model matches. We're adding 9 plus 6, 15. Regroup. 3 plus 7 is 10 plus 1. Regroup. Decimal drops straight down. 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay, let's see what happens on this test prep. See what happens if you would be ready for this test. Nina buys an apple for 58 cents and an orange for 74 cents. How much does she pay for the fruit? It's not asking us for a model, so I'm going to just rewrite 58 cents, 74 cents, and I'm going to add because it's how much does she pay. 8 plus 4 is 12. Regroup that one. 7 plus 5, 12 plus 1, 13. Regroup. I'm going to go back and drop my decimal into place. And 1 plus 0 is 1. I'll add my dollar sign since we were talking about money. And I have letter B for $1.32. Number 7, Ben mixes 87 hundredths pound of almond flour with $1.39 pounds of coconut flour. What is the total weight? Again, it's not asking us to draw out a model, so I'm just going to line up 86 hundredths, 1 and 39 hundredths. So notice how those decimals lined up, keeps everything in its place. 6 plus 9 is 15. I have to regroup that one. 8 plus 3 is 11, plus the one we regrouped is 12. I'll regroup. I'm going to go back and drop down my decimal. 1 plus 0 plus 1 is 2. So what is the total weight? 2 and 25 hundredths of a pound. Here we have another decimal model. This time I'm going to do my tenths. I'm going to show 4 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 tenths so that I can fill in all of those columns. I'm going to go back and do 7 hundredths. Would be about right there. And then 8 more hundredths. So there's 3 left here. I have to do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what would be the sum? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 tenths and 5 hundredths. So we're going to have 75 hundredths there. Select all the expressions that have a value of 1 and 64 hundredths. We're going to have to do a little bit of work here. I'm going to write a little bit smaller for each of these to keep some room. Again, lining everything up. 6 plus 8, 14. Regroup. 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17. Regroup. Drop down your decimal. 1 plus 0. We're looking for 1 and 64 hundredths, so A doesn't work. 98 hundredths plus 66 hundredths, nice and neat, keep it lined up. 8 plus 6, 14. 9 plus 6 is 15, plus 1 is 16. Regroup, drop down your decimal. 1 plus 0 is 1. So it looks like letter B is a good one. 1 and 7/10, no, 1 and 7 hundredths plus 0 and 47 hundredths. Keep it lined up. 7 plus 7 is 4. Regroup 14, regroup 1. 1 plus 0 plus 4 is 5. I really could stop right there because my tenths don't match there. Getting all of my places jumbled up here. There we go. I did finish it, but I didn't really need to. 0 and 29 hundredths plus 1 and 35 hundredths. 9 plus 5, 14. Regroup. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 1 is 6. No regrouping. Drop down that decimal. 0 plus 1 is 1. That does match. One more. 0 and 93 hundredths plus 0 and 71 hundredths. 3 plus 1 is 4. 9 plus 7, 16. Regroup that 1. Drop down your decimal. 1 plus 0 is 1. So it looks like we have B, D, and E. Down at the bottom, 10 and 11, we skipped the module on conversion for now. So we're going to skip those spiral review. If you knew those, great. If not, it's okay for now. Complete the statement, write equal to, greater than, or less than 3/2 times 1/6 compared to 1/6. Remember what we learned? If I have 3/2 times 1/6, I can do that work. I'm going to get 3/12. If I compare that, this would be 2/12. But if I'm multiplying by, it would be greater than, right? But I could also do the work and show greater than. All right, that is it. What do I want? I think I'm going to make my, I'll just make it a mystery word today if you have finished this. Our mystery word is going to be, let's see, inspire. That's what I have up on my wall, inspire. So I'm going to say the mystery word for this session is inspire, and I will see you in class tomorrow. Thanks for joining, and goodbye. Maybe. Oh, bye.